So let's have a little chat, shall we? I'm going to try to ignore the background noise that's going on behind me. Um, I know the last time that I was on here, I was not in the best space. Things have calmed down for me. I laid down the law. I mean what I say, and I say what I meant. You know, he ain't gone nowhere yet, but nothing lasts forever. And that's where I'm at with it. And I have to take accountability and responsibility for making this bed for myself, and now I have to lie in it. Accountability, responsibility, self examination, because I attracted this to myself, and I have to take accountability for that. But as of right now, I just wanted to come through and say that everything is at peace for now. There hasn't been any other, incidents or anything like that. Everything is pretty cool right now. I just wanted to come and give those who really rock with me, the 20 or so people that really rock with me, I wanted to give them that much. But I don't want to talk about that today. I want to talk about something else. I've been thinking about something. And forgive me, I'm kind of distracted because the people that are over me, they're making a lot of noise. This bitch over me, all she does is make fucking noise. I don't know why this bitch does this. I mean, she got a grandchild up there, and that's fine. You know what I'm saying? But why do you have your grandchild running back and forth like that? I mean, that's crazy. Take the child outside. Let him get some fresh air. The fuck? Anyway, um, I've been thinking about something. I like to examine the things that people say and the things that people do. And everyone is always up for examination. I'm going to talk about a multitude of things in this video, but I want to get this out. People always say that they want someone who treats them right and and accepts them for who they are. I see a lot of men say that, especially. And I'm talking about men, black men, whatever. You hear a lot of men always say, I want someone, and let's just stick with, let's say a man and a woman. I want someone who accepts me and loves me for me. Or let's just put it in the context of being a gay person. Let me stick with that. I can go with that. I think I like that one better. You want someone who loves you for you. Whether you're gay or bisexual and you're a black man, it doesn't matter what you are. But people always say, I want this and I want that. Okay, cool. Get it, got it, we good. But then when you find someone who does love you for you and who does accept you for you, even your flaws, when God or the universe gives you the person that you need, you're still searching for the person that you want. You feel what I'm saying? Because everything that we want may not necessarily be what we need. So I hear a lot of men talk about, oh, I just want someone who accepts me for me. But you have someone that accepts you for you, but you don't like that person because they don't fit the aesthetics that you want. And then to add insult to injury, a lot of these men, you don't even fit the aesthetics that other people want in you. But you have the unmitigated gall to try to put standards on people that you don't even live up to. You want all of these standards. You want all of these standards to be met. You got to look like this. You got to look like that. And you can listen. Spare me with the bullshit. These theoretical. What do they call them? Cliches and pseudoscientific. You know. I want to call it placebo theories on, oh, well, men can attract women or men can attract this because men can have beer bellies and still attract this and all that. That may be true in some universes and some realities. But the fact of the fucking matter is, if you're unattractive, you're fucking unattractive. That's it. That's all, folks. Because us men in the gay community, we're very conceited. And we're very picky about the type of men that we like. And that's why a lot of us end up alone and bitter and miserable. We end up being alone, old, bitter, and miserable, like bitter old queens, child. Not me. Not me. Because I don't always go by aesthetics. I go by how a person makes me feel. Now, of course, there has to be some attraction, but with me, I feel like this. This is just me, and this may be my own personal, pet peeve. I don't want a man that looks better than me. Okay? I really don't. I don't need no muscle jock. I don't need nobody with a six pack. I don't need nobody with, tattoos all over them. I don't really need all that. You can be average, you can be a heavier person. It really doesn't matter to me because I'm not a judgmental person. I look at individuals from a different dimension. I'm not a robot. I'm not looking at what people would classify as your glitches or your flaws. Because I see beauty in everyone to a degree of course there's limits to everything. There does have to be some attraction. But the shit that I see people judging people on, especially men, gay and straight, the shit is absolutely fucking ridiculous. And that is why a lot of you are going to die alone. I'm going to take from the book of Kevin Samuels. A lot of you niggas, I see y'all on these different websites and social sites with cats and dogs. And a lot of y'all are going to die alone with those cats and dogs. The same way that you say that women are going to die alone with a cat and dog, so are you. Because the people that you say you want to accept you, they don't really accept you. They pretend to accept you because they want something from you, and you ain't even got that to give. Especially you dusty niggas in DC. Half of these niggas in DC can't even afford an Uber. They can't even afford a Lyft. The bus is free now. I think the Metro bus is free in DC, and they can't even afford that. They're lazy. They're unmotivated. They're trifling. They're egotistical, and they really don't have a foundation to be this way. Most of them come from crackhead mothers, drunk fathers who are crackheads as well. And there's no ambition in them. And I don't care who gets offended by it. So what? The truth is the fucking truth. So when I listen to these dudes talk about, I only want someone to accept me for me and love me for me, a lot of them, they have that. But because the person does not meet their aesthetic requirements, they will treat that person like a castaway person. They will treat that person like they don't matter. So you're going to die alone with the dog and the cat too, niggas. You're not exempt from that. I just want somebody for me. Okay. Then the universe or God sends you what you want. They send you what you want. Same thing with gay men or bi men. You say you want a friend. You say you want a friend. The universe sends you a friend. But because that friend doesn't come in the package that you want, you throw that person away. Let me tell you all something. My friend Christopher Barry, let me tell you something. We're gonna have a conversation. I never really believed in soulmate connections and twin flames and stuff like that. I never really believed in any of that nonsense. That's how I looked at it, as nonsense and stuff like that. Because I didn't think as a gay person that I would have a soulmate. Because, as gay people, we have been, told that certain things are not for us. Whatever. I don't give a fuck about that shit. But first of all, I didn't recognize connections spiritually. Let me just say spiritual connections. I'm going to take the soulmate stuff out of it. I'm just going to say spiritual connections. I didn't recognize until after he died that was a powerful spiritual connection between he and myself. But let me tell you something. I've always envisioned, and I've told this story before, I've always envisioned what a powerful spiritual, or what people would call a soulmate connection, would have been for me. And Christopher Barry was not the image that I had in my mind. That was not the image that I had in my mind. That was not someone that I would have chosen from an egotistical standpoint, because I'm like everybody else. I wanted someone that was, rich and, had it all together, that wasn't, controversial. Christopher came from a very controversial background. He was Marion Barry's son. He had a lot of baggage. He had a lot of different issues and demons that he was battling. And this is who the universe sent me. This is who the universe sent me. But I have to tell you, even with all of his demons and everything he was battling, he was always a gentleman towards me. He was always sweet towards me. He never judged me. He's the only only black man really, that never looked his nose down at me. He never made me feel less than. He treated me with a level of respect that I had never gotten from most black men. And that is why I loved him so much. That is why I revere him so much. That is why I respect his energy so much, even though he's no longer here. But he was not the idea. That was not the idea that I had in my mind for a spiritual connection with another man. In my mind, I'm dealing with my own baggage and trauma and demons. I needed a man to comfort me. I was looking for a dude to comfort me and be a support system for me. You feel what I'm saying? So when Christopher came into my life as my friend, I was like, I'm not going to say I was a support system for him, because, he passed away. But let's just say I had to comfort him. But he comforted me as me comforting him was comforting myself. Now, I didn't know this knowledge then, but I understand it now. I had to comfort him. He had to cry on my shoulder. Not literally cry, because he didn't do no crying. Christopher was a manly man. Manly man. He was a manly man. He smelled like a man. He tasted like a man. He was a manly man. Okay? So there was nothing, feminine about him. But my point, the point that I'm making is that he was not the idea that I had in my mind for the spiritual connection I wanted with a man. I wanted someone that had a lot of money. I wanted someone that was, that was squeaky clean. That when I say squeaky clean, I'm talking in terms of their background, that didn't have a bad, didn't have any controversy. And I'm choosing my words carefully because I don't want to say anything to disrespect his energy, Christopher's energy. But that was not the protocol, that was not the prototype that I had in my mind for a soulmate connection. It was not. I didn't think that was going to be a soulmate connection for me, but the universe sent him anyway. I asked for it. I manifested that. I was actually shooting for somebody more like Tupac. You know what I'm saying? Because around that time, I was really, really vibing with Tupac's spirit and his energy. And lo and behold, not long after that, I met Chris. And I said, but wait a minute, this isn't what I said. I don't. The universe said, this is who you're aligned with. I was like, wow. So if I had rejected Chris, I would have felt awful. If I had said no, because I've seen things about you on the news, and if I had done that, that would have been going against my own spiritual evolution and spiritual development. But a lot of black men, they do that. A lot of men do that in general, because men are one dimensional when they're in their thinking. A lot of them are not like me. See, I'm multidimensional. They're one dimensional in their thinking. They have a one track mind. If they're straight, ass, titties, pussy, face, feet, character, and integrity, they don't care anything about that. If we're gay, muscles, big dick, what else? Tattoos, coin, but no integrity. No fat, no femmes. Now, I'm not into no feminine men, but I like big boys. I like big boys. I ain't no skinny dude myself. I like big boys, though. See, it's not about the aesthetics all the time. Sometimes it's more about what that person can bring into your life on a spiritual level, what that person can offer you. And I'm not really talking to women. I'm talking to other men. Because women will put up with, and women will accept men who are not aesthetically sound more so than the other way around. And if a person, and see, that's another thing about men. If a man is not attracted to you, whether he be gay or straight, if you're not attracted to someone, or if someone's not your cup of tea, why do you think that gives you the license to be an asshole towards that person? Okay, you're not attracted to that person. Okay, well, fine, cool, we get it, got it, no problem. But why do you think that gives you the license and the right to be cruel and to be an asshole towards that person? And then a lot of you wonder why you end up alone and by yourself. No man in his 30s should be online on dating sites all the time begging for dates. Something is wrong with that picture. Something is seriously wrong with that picture. I know that my situation is not perfect, but at least I do have someone. No, sometimes we don't get along. Sometimes it be World War motherfucking 5 up in this motherfucker. And sometimes it inches up to World War 6. We didn't skip 3 and 4, and we didn't skip 3 and 4. We up to 5 and 6. And some days we might go to 7. But at least I do have someone. At least I do have a friend. No, it's not perfect. Sometimes I want to throw his ass the fuck out of here. Yes, I do. I almost threw him out a couple of weeks ago. As you all know, about a week ago, or a week and a half ago, as you all know. Because I came and I told you. But at the end of the day, sometimes it be like that. He's part of my soul. He's a soul connection too. And I have to tell you, no, I did not ask for that either. No, I did not. But sometimes The benefit outweighs the risk. And I'm just going to leave it at that because let me just say this: putting him out would hurt me more than it would hurt him. Let me just say that. And I'm speaking from an honest viewpoint because I'm an honest person. And I think that when you're dabbling in spirituality and occultism, you owe it to the people that watch you to be honest with them in a way. Even though nobody ain't paying me anything, I could put cash apps and stuff out like that, but I'm not really looking for no money like that. Not from people that watch me. Now, if people wanted to donate something to me, I appreciate it. But I really don't put out no cash apps and stuff like that because I don't want to be in a position where I am being controlled by others and what they give me. I don't want to be in that position. I want to be able to speak freely and do what I want to do. When people give you money, they have a certain amount of control over you, and I don't want to be controlled by money unless I'm doing some type of work for you. And I don't really do spiritual work for everyone. If you get me to do spiritual work for you, you doing good. But it is a serious problem when I see a bunch of men online always begging for relationships and begging for love. Well, first of all, when I see these dudes say, when I read their energy, I'm reading a lot of anger and a lot of entitlement. The first thing I read, because I read people's profiles because I'm studying them so I can come back and talk about it here on YouTube because this is what's in the culture. Let me give you an example. Is anybody real? That's one. I've seen profiles like that. Is anybody real? Everybody seem to be fake. And no trannies and no gays. That when I see something like that, that is how I interpret how they're saying it. Okay, I get it on the trannies and the gay people part, but most of us don't want you all either. I mean, that's just fact. Some of the dudes that I be seeing talk about, I don't want no trannies and no gays and all that. I'll be looking at these motherfuckers like, what gay person or what transgender person, excuse me, would want you? Women don't even want you. That's why you're on here so fucking bitter. You talk about women being bitter. Men are just as bitter, especially black men. Black men are very bitter. Black men are very bitter. And the thing is that I like men. I like women too, of course. I don't dislike women. I say that in that context. But sexually, I primarily like men. Now, I've dibbled and dabbled with a little puss every now and then. You know what I mean? I had a little puss, ain't nothing wrong with a little puss every now and then, child. Ain't nothing wrong with that. If it's consenting adults, we can do what we want to do. But at the end of the day, I know how to conduct myself with a woman. And a lot of you men out here, you don't even like eating pussy. I think I like eating pussy more than some of y'all do. Because I'm a freak like that, child. I like freaky shit with adults. A lot of these men, they don't even like eating pussy. And they can't eat pussy. They act like eating pussy is like the worst thing in the world. What's wrong with you? You came out of one. You claim that you like women and you like pussy, but you don't even want. A lot of these niggas now, they don't even want to eat no pussy now. They don't even want to make sure that the woman is pleasured the way that she should be pleasured. And I'm saying this as a gay guy. Ain't nothing wrong with eating no pussy. Oh, you just don't want to eat black women's pussy, right? Because I see you niggas eating white women's pussy. You lap that motherfucking shit up. You lap it up like it's a filet mignon. I can't eat no white pussy. No offense to white women, but I like if I would have to eat a black vagina. Okay? I can't eat. I don't like, no, no, thank you. Just not my cup of tea. But hey, knock yourself out. Knock yourself out. But the point that I'm making is that I see a lot of these men with these profiles and all of this just nasty energy, and you're going to end up alone. Just like I've seen men say, if you're just looking for sex, don't contact me. Well, let me ask you a question. Who is not looking for sex in a relationship? What the fuck makes you think that any relationship is going to thrive if there's no type of intimacy? So if a woman is comfortable in her sexuality, and I'm saying women because most of these messages are coming from straight men. If a woman is comfortable in her sexuality and has a normal sexual um, drive, a normal sex drive, that's a turnoff? That bothers you? So what do you really you want to, is it that, let me ask. Is it that you want to use women as your beard? You want to live a dishonest life because you really like men and you want to use a woman as your beard? Is that and this is for black men and white men because I've seen white men say this a lot too. If you're just looking for sex, don't contact me. Why is that? Because you're sexually inept? Because you're sexually unevolved? Goes for black men too. What is it? What is it with you? Because black men, you jumped on this bandwagon too. No relationship is going to survive with a sexually inept person. If you have no sexual passion, if you have no sexual um, depth to you, what makes you think the relationship is going to survive? Now, I get it. A relationship is not just about sex. But let's be motherfucking real. Women like sex just as much as men do. What the fuck makes you think that some woman is going to get with you if she don't know how that dick working? If she don't know how you lay that motherfucking pipe? No, the problem is that a lot of these men are sexually inept and they are sexually awkward and they don't know how to please a woman. They want to be with a woman. They want to have sex with women, but they don't know how to please a woman. See, these are all different things. These are all multidimensional things. They want to be with the woman. They want to have sex with the woman, but they don't want to please the woman. It's all about them and their needs. I'm looking for someone to love me. I'm looking for someone to accept me. But you get all of those things. You find all of those things. You find someone to love you. You find someone to accept you. You find someone to be with you, and you still mistreat them, whether it be a woman or a man. The universe or God sends you what you desire and what you want, and you think that you have a license to mistreat that person simply because they're treating you right. Simply because they're treating you with respect and dignity and loyalty. And you look at that as a weakness. That is how this society is now. Love and loyalty and sanctity is looked at as a weakness now. It's no longer looked at as a strength. People take it as a weakness. So if you love someone, and this is not for all cases, but I'm just talking about the people that I see, the energies that I see around. That's what I'm getting from them. They want everything on their terms. They don't want to compromise. There is no compromising with these people. They don't want to compromise. They just want someone to love them, shut up, and do what they want them to do. They don't want you to think. They don't want you to have any questions. They don't want you to challenge them. And when I say challenge, I don't mean in a combative way. But what I'm saying is question them and say, hey, listen, what was up with X, Y, and Z? Why did you do X, Y, and Z? They don't want anybody to do that because they want to be, it's all about control. It's all about what they want. And that is why a lot of them are going to die alone. That is why a lot of them are alone. You feel what I'm saying? And one thing about women, people talk about black women alone and all of it, but one thing about black women, they really, they enjoy their peace. Most black women that I talk to that are by themselves, they love it because black women are, most of them are not needy people. Most black women can be by themselves with no problem. Black men, not so much. You need women more than they need you. You need women more than they need you. Because women, they tend to do good on their by themselves. They make the money. They got the college education, no matter how it was designed for that to happen. The fact of the matter is that they have it. They survive. And then you had Kevin Samuels that was trying to make women feel guilty for having these things where you're going to die alone. But the women that he said that to, they outlived you. And he wasn't even married. And for all we know, he wasn't even in a relationship. And word on the curb is that child. That ain't got nothing to do with my video. That ain't none of my business, child. Let me just be quiet on that. And it is what it is. You get what you want. You get the people that you want in your life. And then you mistreat them because they show you love. What type of sick, demented disease is that? What type of disease is that? What type of monster is that? You have someone in your life that respects you, that loves you, but yet you in turn show that person disloyalty, betrayal, nastiness, hate. And that is what I see a lot of black men do to people. And it doesn't have to be a relationship. It could be friendship. My Aunt Betty told me a long time ago, she's dead now, but she told me, she said, the one thing about black men, she said that even if you break up with a black guy, what black men do is they burn their bridges and they destroy, even if you break up with a person, why would you destroy the potential for possibly being friends with that person? Now, my Aunt Betty was a good person. Me, on the other hand, I don't believe in being friends with exes. I don't want to be no friends with no exes. You are an ex for a reason, but I understand the ideology that what she was saying, that basically black men burn bridges. They don't build them. They don't build anything. They burn bridges. Just like I was watching jaylove47. I've watched him for years. He is a young man. He lives in Philadelphia. Very talented. Very talented. He has some struggles with anxiety and stuff like that. And he is doing something about it. He's a gay young man too, if I didn't mention that. And he's been making videos on YouTube for years. He also has a cooking channel. I think it's called I think it's Philly something. I don't know the name of it, but he can cook his ass off. He can cook his ass off, and he's making some serious motherfucking money at a very, and he's only in his 30s. I think he's in his early or mid 30s. I don't know, but he's young. And he recently he uploaded a video, and I said, damn. He's done a series of videos here in the past few days of him getting into it with an individual who, I think the dude was visiting his mother. The dude was visiting his mother, his own mother, in the building that J Love lives in. And J Love said that the dude was a weirdo, was playing his music loud, was really disturbing the other tenants in the building. And J Love said to him, man, could you please turn your music down? And they exchanged words or whatever the case may be. And he ended up stabbing J Love. Him and J Love got into a fight. I think J Love whooped his motherfucking ass. And the dude, being the bitch that he is, he pulled out a knife, like a lot of these bitch ass niggas are, who claim that they're straight, but then he had to pull out a knife when the gay dude was calling J Love all types of, homophobic slurs and stuff like that. And I think the dude is Trinidadian or something like that. But let me say this to you about Trinidadian men. Honey, I done had plenty of Trinidadian dick. Okay? I done had plenty of Trinidadian dick. Okay? Plenty of it. So it ain't all straight like a narrow or an arrow like you motherfuckers think. So get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. And I can tell that particular fuck boy, I can tell that he's a little whatever. So anyway, not only did this dude assault J Love because J Love whooped his motherfucking ass, this dude also assaulted his own mother who lives in the building with J Love. He knocked his mother's dentures out. He knocked his mother on the floor. He went in the house and started bullying his mother. And I hope, I'm going to put this out into the universe. Of course, he's been arrested. I hope that the men in jail find out that this man was beating on his mother so they can take care of him in jail. I hope they do. I hope that they find out that he was beating on his mother so they can take care of this person in jail. But the reason I brought that up is because a nigga like that would be the same nigga on a website talking about, can I just find somebody to love me for me? And not only did he beat on his mother, let me back up. He was beating on his baby mama and he was beating on his own daughter. Okay? He was beating on his own daughter too. Go to J Love's channel, jaylove47. Go to his channel and look at those videos. He got them over there. Go check out jaylove47's channel. I was absolutely appalled when I saw that shit. And what really appalled me was because I've said, you know what? I've seen that demon before. Not that actual person, but the demon that possesses him. He is possessed by a demon of violence against women. He has a demon of violence against women that is inside of him. He has a demon of violence against women. He is definitely possessed by some form of demon. And I have seen that demon before. It is a demon of chaos. It is a demon of darkness without consciousness. It is a demon of the abyss. And that is what that man is possessed by. And a lot of these men that you see in social media and on these social media sites who claim they're looking for women, can I just find somebody for me? Can I find somebody to love me for me? They're just like that guy that beat his mother up in J Love's building. They're just like him. They're just like him. Those are the, can I just find somebody to love me for me? Can you be real? You can't be fat. Those are the types right there. This man has been listening to J Love and his account. This man has been terrorizing his own mother. According to J Love, that man has been terrorizing his own mother for many, many years. And now that is transferred to his own daughter. He terrorizes and beats on the daughter too. But these are the types of men that are out here looking for love. Number one, my mother would bash me upside the fucking head. She don't care how big I am. My mother would stab me if she thought that I was going to do something to her. She would kill me. She would kill me. So I hope the men in jail, I hope this gets to that jail up there in Philadelphia. I hope it gets to them that he was beating on his elderly mother. Hope it gets to them. I wish I could be in the cell with him. I would pretend to befriend him. And then when he goes to sleep, it would be terrible. Anyway, I just came through. I just wanted to talk about that, and just get that off my chest. But anyway, until I come back again, have a good day.